Hey everyone, Daniel Boone here. Today's video features a tournament matchup against the player Snacco from Avalanche, running an Orlando Stern Ramza team against my Ziza Sid Ayaka setup. Snacco's also joining me here in voice chat. Thanks for making it today, man. How's it going?
But thanks for having me.
Nice. So this
Going
video,
great.
this video is the first of our three finals matches together, featuring commentary from both of us. So I'm glad to have you, man. I'd like to
Thank you.
start I'd like to start by taking a moment to go over our teams before we really get into the match itself. So on my end, I stuck with the same evasion-based party I'd run with the whole way, with the vision card trifecta of party agility, luck, and flat-out evasion. My Z's is running as a thief to access those TP skills, but also to chain with slash attackers like Sid with snipe dagger. Sid is running samurai as expected, and Ayaka is time mage as well. Over to you.
All right, I have a full tank team, stacking slash resistance, single target attack resistance, and slash damage with the maxed out Odin card and Metal Demon Iron.
That's awesome.
So the thought here was that my team is going to be tanky enough to take hits from itself if it is charmed. And I've got Landu rocking Samurai, a Ninja Stern, and a Squire.
Square and Ramsey, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. All right, so I started the recording for our first match, and so as we can see here, Ziza is going first, and so what I do is I'm immediately starting with my my habit of checking my opponent's like stats, checking to see what their bravery and faith is, HP, just like a really quick glance at things so I can keep that in mind later. Obviously, the timer's running down, and people like to say I run the timer down, and it's true. So I just try to do it as soon as possible, and then I'm gonna go with my initial evasion buff here, Shadowcast.
And turn one, what I do when I take over with Stern here is check my hit rate, which is obviously 0 against a Shadowcast at 0. What I've been doing is I've been poison mist to just jump around for hazard break.
Yeah, build up that crucial AP, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, so Ayaka goes before Sid, which is funny. She doesn't. You don't really look at her as like a high agi unit, but she's at like 85 or something right now. So we're not using TMRs in this tournament, like we've said before. So I'm just going for that first turn haste. Don't really need to waste CT on her movement, so just kind of waiting her there. And then, like I said, no TMRs, so just looking to gain AP in this crucial first turn. Do I go for the
And yeah,
illusion right off the bat, or do I go meditation? I can't remember. I think I'm
I
not
don't
really.
remember.
What's that?
I don't remember what you do here.
Yeah, I think I go for illusion. Yeah, just because I'm not really too comfortable with how close your placement is, so I don't want to risk taking damage too early.
Then with Rums, I'm pretty sure I just move back here and shout to raise everybody's stats and same as before, build more.
Yeah.
My Sid is built extremely, but extremely tanky.
Yeah, wasn't he at like 5k
And you
health, I
see
think?
that, yeah. You see that come into play at the end of
Yeah, definitely. That's crazy, man.
the. I can't remember exactly. Oh, I put Golem on him. That's why he's so slow.
Gotcha, okay.
So he's got insane defense. Insane.
All right, so here I'm trying to decide if I want to commit like right off the bat, um, but I'm not really liking where my AP is at right now, and I think it's really smart for you to disengage up to the platform because of just the height difference in skills. There's not a lot of skills in the game right now that can really get that two height difference needed. Besides like things like sharpshoot and stuff from range characters.
I was going to say, in the second match, you can really see that the high ground is what I want to take in
Yeah,
this matchup. I have to run from Cheetah.
I have the high ground, Anakin. Don't
Uh,
do it.
it's a long time kept referencing that in our match. He's taking the.
So here I'm trying to
So what are
figure
you
out.
doing?
Yeah, so here I'm trying to figure out with my Sid the position I want to do. And I think I want to, I position here behind the pillar, not just for keeping an eye out on what your range is going to be like, but here it's 3 squares away from Ayaka without her having to move, so I think that was kind of ideal. So that's why I kind of just stuck him right there.
Okay, get the most casts
Yeah,
in with Ayaka pop,
exactly. Yeah. So I want her to be able to move as quickly as possible if you know stuff goes down with Ziza.
and then Stern. I think I go down again and check my hit rate, and it's 0. Yep, that's exactly what.
I was kind of curious. I was wondering like what the hit rate was, but obviously because of your actions, it was pretty low. So yeah,
Without what's it called, Decider Fate,
Decider
he's
Fate. Yeah.
not going to come close to hitting Z.
Uh, yeah. So here I'm like, okay, Decider Fate. I know that it's a guaranteed hit and it increases accuracy, so I don't want to engage this turn or like until after his next turn. Was that that was the first Decider Fate, right?
It will, and I think you just smartly stay away here.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, yeah. So I'm thinking that I don't want to. I'm just gonna come in on the flank over here. Right now I'm kind of
I don't
comfortable.
know.
Sorry.
Oh, go.
Right now I'm kind of comfortable with being the aggressor here. Um, like and just kind of depending on my evasion to save me at this point.
I think anybody playing against Zisa has to play a defensive role, or else they will just get stolen.
I mean, unless they have like something like really high accuracy, But obviously that's
Yeah,
a decision before the match starts.
and I don't even think I try and hit with Lander here because I know what your evasion rate is, and I just used to buff my own evasion.
Let's see. So I'm like, how do I want to engage here? Do I want to try to like flank from the other side, just to kind of come at you from like a two-pronged attack kind of route? But I see like Stern has like a pretty awesome like movement and jump range. So I'm like, like I might get caught out of position with Sid. So I guess I'm just going to kind of go this far and see what happens. Kind of just like testing the waters.
So Shikuchi's definitely the way to run Stern in PvP. I think he's got the movement to drop a big house. And
So I'm over here and I see that Ramza is getting ready to get enough AP for Ultima. So I'm like, do I really want to commit right now?
I had no idea Ultima hit as hard as it did with this round until this match.
Yeah.
It had not popped up before then.
So this is kind of like my strategy. This is my approach that I take when I'm not really ready to commit. So I go for the chakra, just because it really just regenerates so much TP. If you saw it was like 47 or something like that,
Yeah,
which is huge in a kind of a war of attrition style of match.
I think we see the same style of play in matches 1 and 3. It's about 25 turns of nothing, 10 turns of approach, and 15, 10 turns of action.
Yeah, that's why I was looking forward to this dual commentary so that we can kind of get into the nitty gritty of like our decision making here. I think um, that's like that perspective is kind of a valuable insight into the plays that everybody's watching right now.
Agreed. I know we were getting a lot of shit in chat
Oh, were we?
for doing nothing the first 20, but I don't know what else I can do against Lisa here.
All right, so I think this is where I start engaging. I'm looking at the turn count. I'm like, I think I'm ready to risk it. I'm trying to judge like movement, but also attack range. So sometimes it's hard with these high range characters. And it's just gonna like the time just ticks down. It's not enough
Do you
time for
just
me.
do you just wait here?
Yeah.
That's something I don't employ as much as I should. Just waiting in order to get a faster turn.
Yeah, like that's definitely something that I've had to build up over practice is just like, why waste
Yep.
CT that way if I'm not ready to really commit yet.
So I think you'll see in our last match I had like 90 something AP on Ramza that I never, because I just spent turns buffing instead of waiting.
Yeah, so I've done a lot of match PvP obviously up to this point, and so I kind of like that. It kind of works out for like my charm comp because the more AP that somebody like a unit has stored up, the more they can kill their own team. So the kind of I don't mind either way. It sucks when like you charm a unit and they just go up and auto attack. It's like, well, all right, I guess they're getting their charm broken next turn.
But I think I had enough for Sid to LB when you charm him in this match, but he decided not to in favor of more.
So I am kind of
Then
wary.
you just reapply haste.
Yeah, like preemptively because I know it's gonna go down. So I kind of like doing that. I like doing the preemptive like heals or buffs, just kind of filling up the time um, when for that unit. I didn't want to commit too far forward with the Yaka because I do see like I am kind of expecting an LB from Sid.
Sid and Stern can both jump right down. I don't. I think I run out my timer here actually because I was watching stream and not my phone.
Oh
I think
no!
I just run out the timer.
Oh yeah, I mean I can totally relate obviously. So I feel the pain. All right, so here's where I'm like, all right, let's do this. I'm ready. Let's see what happens. Let's see. Let's try to make some plays here.
Sid have two reach, two height on any of his.
No, he doesn't. Like even his LB is like one, I believe. So I'm just like, ah, all right,
And then you just wait for that haste to
yeah.
be applied here. Okay.
I think a big part of my strategy with this team is just moving fast, and to paying real close attention to CT and the turn count.
Because with a 100 speed CISA, eventually you're going to get a double turn.
Yeah, that's the hope, just to get in there as quick as possible, not even have to worry about my evasion rate.
Here, I put him behind a pillar and I decider a fate here. Ready for the hazard break since you finally approached.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, thank God, now it's time to make some plays. I think in something like this, like the finals here, I definitely was trying to keep in mind, like we had an audience, so I was kind of, I don't know if showboating is the right word, but I definitely was trying to showcase what these units were capable of. So I'm glad
There
that,
were a couple times where I definitely decided to force some action because I knew
yeah,
people were watching.
yeah, especially like in the third match.
Yes.
All right, so here, let's see, I'm counting
Land these.
counting the range, and I think I just barely have enough range to start with a crush armor. Do I commit to it? I'm trying to remember. Ooh, I go for
I
the
don't know.
illusion. Let's see. I think that was a bit of a misplay. I think I should have went for the crush armor.
The reason being is you are illusioning against a turn there.
Yeah, especially when he has Decider Fade up.
Yep.
So here's that sick
And I
ultimate.
think I had just gotten it to level 20 before this match, and I did not know it could hit that hard.
Yeah.
That really, really saved me.
So I'm like, all right, I got the charm off. I'm at least happy about that. Like she did her job. Could have got a dodge or two, but I see that Sid has a pretty decent AP pool, so I'm pretty happy about that. So now here's where I try to decide, like, is it worth it to bring Ayaka in to try to get my Ziza back up?
And I think you bring her up, don't you? Yep.
Preemptively maybe get a heal off after Stern goes, but I see that she's casting it too quickly, which is one of the might be like a subtle problem with speed cast. If you
Yep.
cast too quickly, like you won't be able to get that preemptive heal or buff in. But normally it does its
And
job
then
well.
here, I think I look at Sid and I have about a 74%. don't want to risk because
Yeah.
oh, and I hit the 74%. That was extremely lucky.
Yeah. That and like the just the damage from Stern is has always been really impressive. Oh, here comes
I
the
put
charm
both
break
Odin.
and the
Yeah,
dodge. Oh, that's what saved me going any further into this match was that dodge from the charm break, which I don't know, it happens surprisingly often. From
yeah. I think I had illusion on him
so here's where I'm like, ah, so do
before
I?
that happened.
Yeah, so here I'm like, I'm trying to get a holy off, just to weaken Stern for Sid to take him out, and then maybe get a full life off after that. But he's just barely out of reach, and I'm like, oh, that'd have been sick. Because I'm
That
interested to
would have been.
see how much holy damage I could have got off on him. Um,
Did you do end up full life in him, right?
yes, yeah. And
Yes.
so here I was kind of banking on your Sid taking out your Ramza, and that's why um, uh, I'm able to keep my Ayaka up. At the same time, resing Orlando here instead of Ziza kind of limits my choices from this moment forward. I think I would have rather had my Ziza up.
Yeah, that would have been the better play, but you couldn't reach her too.
All right, so
And then
here,
here, since we had no cider fate, I took 100% on the Ayaka rather than 50% on the Sid.
yeah, yeah, definitely. And I'm actually I'm all right with Ayaka dying there. It brings your Stern's AP down to 12, which kind of limits your options. But
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, I'm like, all right, I think I just need to close it. In retrospect, I should have not went for the kill here and kind of saved more AP, just because Sid probably would have your charm Sid would have went for the kill instead of me having to push for it.
That's something I absolutely did not think about.
Yeah, so that was a misplay on my part. And so we can
Yeah, and
see,
with no targets, it
yeah, you
just
just,
gives Charm Sid
yeah.
AP.
So we have 8 actions left. So here I'm like, all right, so the charm is down. So what's the best approach for me here? This is just, when it's a Sid versus Sid. I think your Sid obviously has the advantage. So here's where I start to make the misplays that cost me the match here. Definitely, I was thinking of going for the Night Veil for that 20% chance. But really missing this turn right here is I think what cost me. I wasn't paying attention to the turn order, and
Because
it went from like 8 to 3 or 2. I was like, oh no.
I think the four downed units went, and then two of them went twice.
You see my cursor, like I'm like, oh, 2 actions left. Everybody look at this.
That first one, I thought you might have waited just to try and get the line.
Okay.
But if you were doing that, you would have wanted to hit me in the first.
Yeah, so and here again with the misplay, I was looking at the actions left, and I thought I had one more turn. So what I was going to do is wait for you to use Shadow Blade and then Shadow Blade back, and then hopefully get the like a higher HP. But obviously this is the last turn of the match, and you're able to close it out without getting a miss.
With a 60% crush armor. That was also very lucky at
60.
the end of
Okay, nice. Yeah, I was wondering about the hit right there. All right, yeah. So the match goes to you for the first round of this best 2 out of 3 finals. All right, so I'm gonna pause it here. So yeah, um, everybody stay tuned for the next 2 videos. Um, thanks for watching, and thanks again for joining me tonight, Snacco.
Appreciate
Shout out,
it. Thanks for having me.
yeah, definitely. Shout out to him and his guild, Avalanche, one of the top guilds in global right now, I believe. Top like he's the position 4 out of
You're fighting in the top five right now.
top
Fighting
5.
in the
Yeah.
top.
Shout out also to our good friend, longtime Twitch, for investing the time and energy in organizing the PvP circuit. You can find him at his Twitch channel in the description below, and I'll include mine as well if you're interested. For anyone just tuning into my videos, I enjoy casting and commentary on live PvP matches. If you're interested in involving me in one of your matches, either live streamed or recorded, or if you just like to talk about the match you just saw, let me know in the comments. Like or subscribe if you'd like to see more like this, because I'm definitely going to keep them coming. And see you next time. Thanks.